I'm Alan Dale, and this is the We Are Tourism podcast in beautiful St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador, at this incredible facility at the Jag Hotel here. I want to tell you, a lot of people having fun here. A lot of people really excited about what they're doing in the hospitality sector. Everybody I talk to, their eyes light up with excitement when I talk to them about the things that they're providing people when they come to this wonderful province. So, what are you at?
Well, I'm at a lot.
So give us your name and tell us what you do.
I'm at a lot. So it's Stan Cook. I'm a tourism operator. I'm also involved on a board that's called Destination Canada. It's the Crown Corporation that markets Canada across the country.
Okay.
So I get a chance to travel a good bit of this country and then see other destinations and really try to help figure out how Canada can be marketed more successfully to the world. So I'm kind of involved in two prongs with the tourism industry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your own company first. Let's go. Let's look at that.
Okay, so for a long time I worked in the family business, so I've been in the tourism industry a long time. It was really adventure focused. We did a lot of paddling and hiking and things like that, and I worked with my mom and dad for a long, long time. We were mainly located up the southern shore, in Cape Pearl. That was our main location, so I was at that for a long time. And a few years ago, mom and dad came to a stage in their life, they said, Stanley, we're done. What do you want to do now? So I changed the focus of our business from really bigger groups to smaller groups. So now I'm doing more high-end luxury groups. Smaller numbers, different type of activities. I work with Fogo Island Inn, I work with different tour operators, while be considered an incentive market or the luxury market. So as an example, we do a lot of helicopter stuff, helicopter tours. I'm still doing adventures, still doing outdoor activities, but combining that a lot more with cultural things that are being offered here.
Right.
Some of the cuisine that's new and exciting here, as well as the outdoor activity, just in a elevated manner.
Right. And there's got to be a market for that, right? I mean, there's people around the world with a disposable income looking for an experience, right? Like they can't sort of get anywhere else. Newfoundland kind of provides that.
We do.
Talk to me about what you're seeing in that market.
Yeah, it's a very interesting market. It's relatively new for us in this province. And honestly, if Zita Cobb hadn't done what Zita did on Fogo Island with the inn, I don't know if I would have jumped in with both feet and done this. For years, I was involved in the industry, doing stuff. I saw that small niche market of high-end incentive and luxury, but they weren't coming here because we really didn't have the product and the experience to offer. I dabbled in it a little bit. I'd have small groups show up and do some really cool things, but it wasn't solid. When Zita built that in and start marketing that into the world, and it became and is so successful, it really gave me the confidence and the feeling that, hey, this is a go. We can play with the big boys. We can be like some of the cool destinations in the world in for that market. So that market is very different. It's not huge like the main tourism market that we go after as a province, but it's surprisingly larger than you would think. There's a surprisingly a lot of people out there with very large disposable income. And of course, travel is, that is totally a luxury item in any way, shape, or form. It's disposable. But the crowd that has the ability to travel and have elevated experiences is a lot bigger than I thought. I didn't realize. Yeah, it's surprising. So the more, and I've only been doing this for 3 years, this part of it, and it's the more I'm at shows, dealing with tour operators, dealing with people, it's a very interesting segment.
Right.
It's a segment that, if you can offer them the right experience, which we now seem to have. I mean, the Jag is a prime example.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, not that we don't have lovely accommodations in this province, big and small.
Right.
The inn being world class, and the inn, being what the inn is, and it's recognized on an international scale because of what was happening out there. What John has done here with this property has taken St. John's to another level too.
100%.
This is a place you would bring those guests, and they would feel very much at home. Like, the folks that I'm going after, the folks that Zita has, the folks that are traveling other places in the world are extremely well traveled. They're really nice, normal people, but they have a different level of expectation. They'll gladly pay for it if that level or quality of their experience are being offered, or the accommodation they're staying at, and the food is what they expect. They'll happily pay for it. But having Zita, having these places, having Fogo Island, and having the Jag now, I think now we're just in a different ballgame. We can actually show up and say, hey, we can sell these things easier than in the past. We sold St. John's because we sold Newfoundland, we sold Labrador, and we sold it as we're a great place, we're a cool place, we're fun people. that hasn't changed, but now I think we have more infrastructure around us that we can do something with.
Stan, it sounds like, it's almost like the refining or the maturity of a sector. Right now you're getting into a very elevated experience, right? You're absolutely right. You go on the 8th floor of the Jag and you go into that bar up there, you could be walking into Dubai. You could be in downtown Manhattan. Except you're going to meet some really cool people here.
Right. And if you were in Dubai, downtown Manhattan, Las Vegas, and you walked into a place like that and someone told you this is the VIP lounge, you'd say, yeah, this is the VIP lounge at whatever these wonderful properties are. That Mojo I think is what they call it.
Yeah.
It's very impressive, and it gives us something we can hang our hat on.
Yeah.
And that sounds a bit goofy, but it's the reality of where we are. Yeah. Your point of the maturation of the industry here is true. I've been involved a long time in the industry, well, relatively long. My dad was involved before, so I've seen kind of how it's moved. And I think moving to this luxury, elevated experience, incentive market is probably a natural progression. We just seem to be now at that place. And with increased air access too, to like Paris and to Dublin and more into Gatwick and London.
Right.
That helps our cause.
Well, it's an exciting time to be in there, right? Because while it's not quite a blank canvas, because as you say, you're in the market, Zita's in the market, while it's not a blank canvas, it's still fairly new and fresh, right? So there's lots of room for other people to provide that level of experience and add to the overall product. Fantastic. And I'm so glad that you opened our eyes to that. Talk to me about your work on the national stage. Talk to me a little bit about that.
So Destination Canada has been around for a long time. I've been on the board for probably 5 years now. And as a board member, we're there to talk strategy. We're not involved in the operational aspects. But it's a very interesting group because in the short time that I've been on this board, we've gone through some really interesting things. And trying to provide strategic guidance when our industry was in turmoil because of the pandemic was a prime example. And now with what we're going through with our neighbors to the south, which is our biggest market. That is our biggest international market. So it's very interesting to be in a position where the corporation is looked upon by the industry right across the country for guidance and for leadership to say, hey, what should we be doing? What is your information? What is your data on this? Where is this going? What is consumer sentiment like? What are the Americans saying? What are the Canadians saying? What's domestic travel? So Destination Canada provides a lot of value in that regard. And it also is big in destination development. We just started that a couple of years ago, and that's a position where we're playing more of a partnership role. With the marketing of Canada, we take a leadership role, and most of the provinces and destinations come in behind where Destination Canada's marketing and the work they're doing.
Right.
The destination development piece, which is helping create new experience and products, we play more of a partnership role. So if a province, a region, a territory, a city, a town has ideas, DC can come in and provide support and help. Hey, we want to create a corridor that deals with Jag hotels or whatever interesting thing you can come up with. DC plays that role. And the last thing Destination Canada does that I would say has value and seems to be getting a lot of resonance at this conference is we have a very strong research and statistic analytical group that's providing right now really important information for folks in the industry to understand where should I be investing, what's happening in the market, with the turmoil that's going on, where should we be putting our time, our money, our energy? Because a lot of tourism operators like me are small and don't have huge budgets. So you want to have that data, not to go behind, not just some guy saying, I think this, or some person saying, I believe that. When you have that data, then you can make proper decisions on what you're going to do as an experience, what you're developing, and how you're going to market. So DC does all those things.
Well, what a sophisticated offering to the tourism industry largely across the country, right? I mean, that's incredible to know that you've got sort of that big tool in your toolbox, right? Must feel great to know that you're a big part of that and sort of navigating that.
It's good. It's a fun group to be with because it's really interesting to be around really, really bright folks that are marketing and they're developing new experiences, and even the data analytical economic folks, they're also really bright. So I find it's almost professional development for me when I go and have these meetings, you sit in, it's like, wow, this is what's going on. So to be a little part of that bigger picture is great. And I got to be honest, this province, we've always punched above our weight nationally for what we do, what we have, the size of our population. And this province has always been pretty plugged into the Destination Canada.
Right.
We have people that have been on their committees and different things. So I feel nationally we have good representation here.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Stan, what's the secret sauce here? What is it about this place that makes it such a vital destination for people to want to come to? It's on a lot of people's bucket list. What is the secret sauce, in your opinion?
I think it's the people. I know this sounds kind of silly, but I truly think we have a very unique culture here. Probably because a lot of us live on an island. You know, the Labrador portion, of course, is attached to the mainland, but they also are remote and have access issues like we have here. I think we're just a very different crowd, and I guess that come here really like that. They like the friendly, welcoming, open arms that we provide, and our little quirky sense of humor, and we're a little bit odd, and we're a bit of fun. I think that really resonates throughout.
Yeah.
And now we have experiential products that are world class, being offered whale watching that's unlike anything else in the world. We have icebergs. We have amazing natural, beautiful natural attractions that no one else has, and then we bring it to life in a kind of a weird, quirky way.
Yeah.
So I you know, yeah, the whales are great, the icebergs are great, growth hormones are great. All these things are wonderful, but I think it's the people at the end of the day that kind of drive this market. That's what I've seen.
You're right. You're right. When you couple sort of the culinary scene and the music and the scenery and the art,
Totally.
and you couple all that together and mix it in with the style of people, the way we talk and the way we interact.
Totally.
It's a winning.
It is.
Yeah.
And we punch above our weight in that regard. Like, we are known nationally, internationally, for our creative people. I mean, we have people, you can wake up in the morning and turn on the TV or the radio, and there's people from this province who are on doing it. You go to bed at night, and someone else is on doing a show or doing something. So our people really make, I think, what this province is as a destination. And you gotta capitalize that. You're not selling it short or being hokey if you put that forward. If that's your foot forward, your first foot forward, and then the amazing attractions you have behind it, that helps support the marketing argument. But we do have some world-class things to do here. Like, we don't have to hang our head in comparison to anyone.
No.
We're world-class.
And what a great way to end it. We're world class. There's little doubt about that. Thank you very much for explaining the luxury tourism market, but also thank you very much for your leadership at the national level and what you're doing for the province. Very much appreciate it. This is what the face of tourism and recreation looks like in Newfoundland and Labrador.